Hello, everyone.
Hi there.
Hey, it's your Comedy Minute Comedy Showcase. I have three wonderful comedians with me. I guess we'll go Peter Z, Queen Aaliyah, and Chris Lewis are here. And we're going to start with Peter Z. Peter is from originally, I think, from the Netherlands. Is that right, Peter?
That is absolutely right. I came here from the Netherlands a long time ago, like in the early 90s.
Okay.
And there's a lot of adjustment, man, when I came here. Like, because it's still different, you know? So at first, I just didn't believe the whole, like, open container law. So I was buying a six pack at like a supermarket, and I crack one open, and you can't do that. And I go, no, I paid for these, and I go, no, man, you can't open it. I go, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, right? I bought it, I can't open it. No, you got to open it somewhere where nobody can see you. It's like, what the hell is this shit? Where did I end up? But then it sort of grew on me. The other thing that was going on at the time was the early 90s, was the baseball strike. And I figured, a country that the two biggest problems they have is like a bunch of grown men not hitting balls with sticks and where I open my beer. If those are really the biggest problems they have, this is the greatest place on earth, and I got to stick around. So, that's what I did. That's why I'm still here. So, yes, I'm an immigrant. I probably took somebody's job, but good news that they can have it back. You know, I didn't like it all that much.
So you're happy
So
here. You're happy here in the United States.
yes, I am, and we're coming back to greatness. Damn it! I don't know if you guys heard. We're going to the moon. Did you see the news?
Yeah, yeah, I
Did
did.
you know that nobody's really talking about it? I think it's because we're going to the moon, but we're not landing on it. That's sort of like going to Disney World, but never getting out of the car. I mean, no wonder the kids aren't that excited, you know? One of the things that's different here, though, and it's been different all this time, the one thing I sort of miss, I miss the crime back in Holland. It was different, it just wasn't quite as serious. Like when I was in college, we had a very simple way of doing things. We would go to Amsterdam and we would drink till our money was gone, which is a sensible way of doing these kind of things, right?
Okay.
It's and at any given time, at least one of us would have a girlfriend that was a bartender somewhere. So a little went a long way, but at the end of the night, your money's gone. You go back, right?
Right.
And one night, I'm walking back to the train station, and this guy is trying to mug me. Only I'm not wise to that. I don't know what he's doing because I'm three sheets to the wind. So he goes, "I have a knife," and yeah, good for you, like congratulations, you got a knife. And then I just keep walking, and he goes, "No, no, give me all your money." Now here's the thing that makes me different from most people. When I get drunk, I get more helpful, So I told him to listen. Let's just look, and whatever we find, we split. Apparently, he hadn't prepared for that, so he walked off. And then this businessman looking guy comes up to me and says, "Sir, were you mugged too?" And I go, "Man, I'm not sure. So that's sort of what crime was like in Holland. I mean, people are a lot harder here. So I'm not really looking forward to getting mugged here. I don't think it would be a good story to tell.
I
Um,
tell you, Peter, half of
what?
what we find,
I'm
that's
sorry, what?
half of what we find. That's funny shit.
Yeah,
That's
this is what
funny. I don't
happened.
know. Queen, that's funny shit.
And then one of my buddies finds me somehow because I'm on my bench and time passed. I don't remember. He goes, "Listen, you can't go on the train. I'll drive you home." But he had been drinking too. I mean, let me put it like this: he was good enough to drive, just not good enough to get pulled over. You know.
Right.
So we're driving and we're coming on this one-way street and we're on the wrong side of it. And I go, "Man, just go. I mean, just go. It's a short street." And then we saw headlights on the other side of the street. I go, "Listen, it's an old rule. Whoever's the furthest into the street doesn't have to back up, so just gun it, right?" So we did and came up on the other car, which then turned on its blue lights. And it's like, oh shit. So the cop comes to the window and he asked my buddy, the driver, if he had been drinking. And like I said, I'm still in a very helpful mood. So I told him, man, like a fish. So in the end, we still had to take the train. So yeah, that was a good night out. We don't get to do that much here because they're a lot more serious here about that kind of thing. It's but no, man, I love America. Still, even now, even though it's not quite as good as it used to be. The only mistake I made is getting back into comedy. Really, Because I used to do it in college a little bit, not really stand up, but like skits and roasting. And so I don't know, I got bored a while ago, and I decided, all right, let's try stand up, right? And I'm still doing it because, as we all know, it's addictive, right? It's got to be addictive because none of us is doing it for the money, right? I mean, what money, right? Or for the recognition. Again,
hey, do
what
any of you guys get
recognition?
paid for this? Anybody?
Yeah, no, I heard it happens.
Nobody
You
sent
know,
me anything. I didn't
I've
get.
heard it happens, but you know, I've yet to see it. So anyway, so clearly it's an addiction. And I had this brilliant business idea. I go, all right, how would you kick that habit, right? I mean, there's no rehab for comics, right? There's no place where you can go and like get a massage and not tell each other jokes, you know? So I'm like, man, that's what I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna make my money, right? I'm gonna start rehab for comics. And then finally I figured it out, you know, it'll never work because none of us have insurance, you know?
Right. All right, this young lady, where are you coming from? North Carolina, is that right?
Yes.
North Carolina. Had the pleasure of having this lady on the show. She's a great comedian, a producer. She just did a show with my buddy Sylvia Trader Morrison.
Yes.
Here she is, Queen Aaliyah.
Yeah, Sylvia Traymore. Look at that. Had her here in November of last year. Awesome. She been doing in the industry for now 55 years. Wow. So she well on down the road there. It's 15 for me. Been doing comedy for 15 years. Oh yeah, absolutely. I started comedy 6 months in. I was a paid comic because I'm funny like that, you know. I'm talking about, yeah, for real. 6 months in, I was a paid comic. They was just like, yeah, I was getting booked all over the place. So, but I think that if you don't work, you shouldn't snore. I mean, think about it. People out here making a whole lot of noise like they done pulled a double somewhere. I really do. Stop making that noise and you ain't did nothing. I think that you should not be snoring with all that noise and you ain't worked nowhere. I think toilets should come with the pumps, like on the barber chairs. You know how them pumps, they pump it up on the barber chairs, pump you up and let you down, up and down on the barber chairs. I think the toilet should come with it. Cause my knees bad now. The older I get, they are bad. And I go down on some of them toilets, Lord, I didn't even help to get up. And so I now think I'm a patent that. I think so. I think I'm a patent that. The toilet should come with the pumps where you can let it up and let it down to adjust to you, you know. They were looking for me one show. I was in the bathroom because I couldn't get up. My knee was just so bad. It was hurting so bad. They come in, coming in there. I say, when I say they come in the bathroom, they're like, Aaliyah, you in there? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, come in here. I'm like, I'm gonna push this door open. Come help me up. I say, my knees so bad. They were hurt so bad. But I think, yeah, I think I'm a patent that though. Where them toilets now come with the level, the pump, where you can let it up and adjust it, let it down. For those that need to go down a little lower and up, if you're tall, you're real tall, you need to sit up. I think we should, you know, I think I'm a patent that. Let me see. I do. I think I'm a patent that. And then I was on this weight loss journey. I was trying to lose weight. And it seemed like everything you on TikTok, y'all on TikTok, every time you look out there, they're trying to sell you something, right? So this big girl get in my box, I got this product that'll really work. And I was like, did you try it? You know, like how you trying to get me to convince me to try it and you ain't lost weight. So I don't think so. I think people should just stop. TikTok got everybody out there doing some crazy stuff. Some of it be good, beneficial. Some of it is just out of the window with craziness. No, I dated this homosexual. Hobo. You know, they date with the sole intent of having a place to stay. I dated this guy. He was all had himself together until we get together, right? Now I dated him. He gonna drop me off at work one day, roll my car around all day, pick me up. Now I gotta get gas to get to the house. When I woke him up the next morning, I said, "Now when I move, you move," just like that. He told me where I'm going. I said, adult daycare. So I took him and dropped him off at the adult daycare. He gonna get out the car and slam the door. Tell me, how long we gonna do this? I said, until you get a job. How long you gonna? What time you gonna pick me up? I said, when I get off work. So that didn't last. That was the last time I dropped him off. It didn't work. And y'all know, like I say, if y'all ain't know y'all got elderly parents. I think we should be checking in on them, check in on the parents more, because the scammers are scamming. They calling people, and they called my mom. Now I got three girls, 3 sisters. So me and 2 others.
Right.
They gonna call my mom. They said, I got your daughter. And then my mom gonna get her other phone, call me, and she was whispering. She was like, hey, are you okay? I was like, yeah. I was like, why are you whispering? She said, on the other line, the guy said he got one of my daughters, and I was trying to figure out which one. I said, Mama, hang that phone up. Hang that phone up. Ain't nobody got nobody. But that's what they're doing now. They're calling people. They saying they got your daughter. And so I just hang up that phone. I be have to keep an eye on my mom, though. Scammers are really real. They getting people, taking all their monies and just with a lot of crazy things going on. So watch out for your elderly. Really do. Now, it was a breaking news alert. It was like, a man is breaking in homes and raping women. Oh. And my grandma downstairs, she gonna go get a shower and let her window up. And if we hadn't been at that house, ain't no telling what would have really happened. Now I'm talking true story. Now she down there laying across the bed. We get ready to leave, and we like go down there and checking on her. And before we do, we see she got the window up. We like, nah, breaking news, somebody raping people. Why you got you? We had to just nail the window shut, because my grandmama was really like thinking that was, she probably was gonna get something from that. But no, you don't want to come in here to be raped, Granny. So we said get somewhere. We had to move her in with our aunt, because Granny can't be left alone, because Granny be doing crazy things like that. And like I say, that how they scamming today, and the breaking news, breaking in with messing up the elderly. So check on your people so that they, better things can happen for them. Because my grandma knows down there trying to she gonna put on her lingerie and lay across the bed. Like, Granny, if you don't, man, no. So check on y'all people. That's what I just want to say.
Okay.
I found out I'm going through this thing called menopause.
Right.
I don't know if y'all know, but menopause make you angry. When you heat up, Lord, if you don't get some type of angry, I do. It start from the head down, Lord. It just heat. I ain't never experienced. I was mad. I'm just like, where the heat coming from? I went for 5 days. I saw my doctor 5 times. On Friday, she like, Aaliyah, don't come up in here next week. I don't know what you're going to do, but don't come in here next week. Then they're going to tell me to Google it. How I'm going to Google menopause? I ain't never experienced. I don't even know what I was supposed to expect. All I knew, I was hot and angry all the time. And menopause got me a divorce. Cause my husband would come home, he was like, babe, what's for dinner? I said, whatever you cooking. Because I was just mad and angry all the time. I wasn't cutting on no heat, no stove. I sure wasn't cooking nothing. Then I know we was in there getting busy. The last time he gonna say, who's this? I said, you don't know him. And I mean, he got up and got dressed, y'all. he left the house. He mad. So if y'all see him, tell him I was going through menopause. I ain't know about it. I was new to me. So, and I'm sorry. I had to, put him through that, because that menopause is something serious. You late at night, tossing and turning like a rotisserie chicken. You don't want to cover on, cover off. You don't know. You just be hot. Clothes. I seen some friends of mine, menopause had them so that they are going and cut off all their hair and then go buy a wig. That's just how serious it is. You hot. You don't want nothing on you. You don't want hair, no, you hardly clothes. I'm telling you. You just be hot for no reason. And that's what they do. But I'm Queen Aaliyah.
This guy here, I absolutely love this guy. He's coming to us from California. He's got a great Bill Cosby story. He's got an even better Little Richard story. He's a wonderful comedian and actor, and above all else, a really nice guy. Chris Lewis, thank you for being here, my friend.
Thank you for having me, Scott. This is fun, man. Everybody is so funny. I'm happy to be here, man. That's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Am I just doing stories or is it
you do whatever you want to do, my friend. You know how I roll.
Okay. I will talk about
it's a comedy showcase.
Okay. I will start off with the Bill Cosby story. I feel like that's a fun story. So the Bill Cosby story is interesting. You know what I mean? The Bill Cosby story is interesting.
Great story.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I was like a child actor, right? I was a child actor. This is like 98, right? So I'm in this acting school called All About Kids, and I'm acting and stuff, and it's going good. And then one of the actors there refers me to Kids Say the Darndest Things. You guys remember Kids Say the Darndest Things? Bill Cosby was doing that show at the time. So I'm excited because I grew up off Cosby, the Queen Aaliyah, everybody, that was America's dad. So I'm like, That's Bill Cosby. I can't wait to see Bill Cosby. So I got an audition to audition for Kids Say the Darndest Things. So I go in the audition room. It's like 10 kids. I'm one of the 10 kids, and they tell us just to play in a circle, and they kind of have like people looking, and then they separate the kids, and it's like me and two other kids. So we're kind of talking and stuff, and then I don't know what's going on, and then Bill Cosby came out, and I met Bill Cosby, and he was like kind of talking to us, and then I found out they wanted me to be on Kids Say the Darndest Thing. So I'm excited. I get to be this is like Cosby Show adjacent. Like I'm almost a Cosby kid. I'm close to Cosby. I'm not all the way there. So I'm excited to be on Kids Say the Darndest Thing. It's 98. I'm excited. So then we get the call that I'm too old. I was too old at the time, so I was a little bit. I was a shorter kid at the time, so I looked younger, But so they couldn't pick me, so they picked my sister. My sister is like 3 years, 4 years older, younger than me. So they get her. We get to the taping. They see my sister. They love my sister. She's basically like the girl version of me. We look same face, everything. So we get to the taping. My mom's there. My dad's there. We're excited, right? It's Cosby Show. My sister's on the stage. Cosby's there. And Queen, you guys are comics. You know how they have a comic like warm up the crowd. So comics warming up the crowd. And we're like, cool, man. This is great. It might have been Godfrey too, but he was warming up the crowd. And then all of a sudden Cosby comes out and says, hurry this shit up. And the whole audience was like, what? First of all, we didn't know Cosby cursed. I didn't know Cosby cursed. So we were all deflated. And then eventually, the guy gets off stage, right? And then they come back and they start, doing the show. Cosby asked my sister, who are the three most handsome guys to you, right? And my sister says Denzel Washington, Brad Pitt, and my dad. And then they stop. And I don't remember I told you this, Scott. And they stop. And then Cosby's like, and who else? And then I don't know if somebody said something or somebody like sneezed or something like that. But Cosby's like, all right, I need everybody to shut the hell up because somebody was talking while he was talking. I need everybody to shut the hell up. We need to get through this shit. It was so everything I thought about Cosby was ruined. Okay, so I knew
he was swearing and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I knew Cosby was an asshole way before everybody else did. I knew before everybody, man. I had the inside scoop on Cosby being terrible. I said Cosby. So when that stuff came out by Cosby, it wasn't a surprise.
When I lived in Philadelphia a long time ago, I knew he was an asshole.
Yeah. So
long time ago.
Exactly. So comics know though, but comics have always known Cosby was an asshole. But as a fan, before I even got into comedy, I thought it was just, the cleanest guy ever.
Do you know what Bill Cosby and Santa Claus have in common?
What is it?
They only come when you're sleeping. There you go. I'm sorry.
Queen Aaliyah just like, that's all we got. That's hilarious. No, that's funny though.
I'm sorry, Queen.
It's unfortunate, but I knew Cosby was terrible back then. I knew it was terrible back then. I know when you got a little bit of time, but that's
another couple minutes. You got anything else other than the Little Richard story? What else you got? You got something else you want to tell us?
Let's see. I have some jokes.
Go ahead, do a couple jokes.
So I was reading the article, right? And this article came out and said that this 2013, but I guess they got updated. Right. That now Black fathers are the most involved fathers in America. Like that's amazing. Like I had no idea. Like I guess millennials got their stuff together. And I read that and that was great. But then part of me was like, man, as good as that is, in 20 years, sports is going to suck. You know what I'm saying? Sports is not going to be as good because everybody knows the recipe for a great Black athlete is poverty, a single mother, and God. And now, in 20 years, all these athletes are going to suck. You know what I'm saying? Because LeBron James with the dad is Charles Barkley. You know what I'm saying? He's not as good. He's not as good. You know what I'm saying? And I found out Mike Tyson was fatherless. Mike Tyson was father. That's why he fought the way he did. So, Mike Tyson with the dad is, I love my pigeons. Come talk to my pigeons in my pigeon coop. He's a pigeon coop lover. But Mike Tyson without a dad is like, I have to destroy you because I didn't have a father. Because I didn't have a father, I have to break you. I have to destroy men. I have to break men. Men must be broken because I was broken. I was broken as a child. Like, that's the difference. You know what I mean? Like, that's like that's an interesting statistic. That just blew my mind. And I started thinking about all these athletes without dads that are so great. It's like, man. So I don't know. I think maybe like Black Dad should take like 3 month break increments to like just take like 3 months off and come back just so we can keep having great athletes because the motivation's not going to be there. You know what I mean? But I was excited about that stat. I said that's an awesome statistic. Black dads are. I like that. That's good. That's good for America.
I can't touch that one. I'm not. I'm just going to sit here. Go on to the next one.
I can't touch that.
I can't touch that one. Right, Queen? I can't touch that one. Ain't no way.
But it's a fact,
and I got to tell you, Peter, I don't know that you should say a lot either.
Peter's close to it. Peter's an immigrant. He's kind of close. He can understand a little bit.
Peter gets the immigrant card.
I feel like immigrants are kind of black adjacent. They kind of get the black experience a little bit sometimes. Understand.
Well, what do you think, everybody? How was that? Do we have fun?
Yeah.